Anybody who grew up watching Hindi films of the 1980s would surely remember Raj Kiran. The actor seen in films like Karz, Basera, Ek Naya Rishta, Bulandi, Ghar Ek Mandir, and almost hundreds of films from the 1980s. It was impossible to not know who Raj Kiran was or not hum songs which were picturized on him, especially the songs of Arth.
दीन जिनको जिन्हें ईमान बनाए रखा.
In 2011, people suddenly realized that Raj Kiran had been missing for such a long time that you didn't remember the last time you saw him. It was Rishi Kapoor who took the search online and started asking people that he got to know that Raj Kiran was assigned to an asylum in New York and started looking for a co-star from the 1980s. It was a very sad moment for many of us who were fans of Raj Kiran with films like Hip Hip Hurray, one of the best sports films in India, where you started realizing that there was much more to life than just academics. Raj Kiran was a part of the conscious memory that we had in the 1980s, and suddenly he was no longer around. This is Cinemazi Studios. I'm Gautam Chintamani, and today we are going to talk about Raj Kiran, an actor who was everywhere in the 80s. And then one fine day, he was not to be found, but only in old films. Rajkumar Mehtani was born in 1949, and it was in 1975 that he made his screen debut with B.R. Ishara's Kagaz Ki Naav. In the film, he was cast opposite Sarika, and he was on the cusp of being one of those new 1980s heroes who were not the typical Hindi film leading man cut in the mold of Raj Kapoor or Dev Anand or Rajesh Khanna or Amitabh Bachchan.
मेरे डैडी के फोन करने से?
हाँ, तुम्हारे डैडी के फोन करने से. लो खाओ ना यार, क्या सोच रहे हो?
सोच रहा हूँ, एक तरफ मेरे गरीब दोस्त को कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिली है और दूसरी तरफ ये बात पक्की हो गई है कि कॉलेजों में भी रसूख और सिफारिश नाम की बीमारियां पल रही हैं.
They were more everyday people who could do something wrong and not feel bad about that. Now, Raj Kiran, the kind of face that Raj Kiran had was ideally suited for the kind of films that production houses like Rajshri were making at that time. And Raj Kiran became a leading man in films like Shiksha, which was produced by Rajshri.
यारी है फूलों से मेरी यारी है प्यारी है कली भी मुझे.
But it was Subhash Ghai's Karz, which was made in 1980, where Ghai used the little resemblance that Rishi Kapoor and Raj Kiran had to further his reincarnation. Although Raj Kiran did not have a huge role in terms of screen time in Karz, he left a great impact on the audience, and he was suddenly being seen as this great supporting actor, or even the interesting second lead. Now, Raj Kiran was not the kind of second lead that a Shashi Kapoor or a Vinod Khanna went on to become, or even in the 80s where people like Mithun Chakravarti and Sanjay Dutt could be cast in films opposite Dharmendra, who were from the generation. The reason Raj Kiran did not fit any pre-existing template was because of a film called Bulandi. Released in 1982, Bulandi was the story of a college professor played by Raj Kumar who makes an army of young students that take on the ills of society. So in Bulandi, Raj Kiran technically plays the villain. He is not the nice boy. He is not the guy who's respectful towards his elders. That, for Hindi films, automatically brackets a character as a villainous character.
अपने आप को क्या समझ रखा है? ठीक है, जितना नुकसान हुआ है, वो बिल मेरे बाप के ऑफिस में भेज देना, भर दिया जाएगा.
In the film, Raj Kiran is also the character who has a change of heart and ends up becoming the hero towards the end. He also dies in the film, which is also another way of becoming a hero in typical Hindi films.
तुमने अपनी कुर्बानी देकर आज इंसानी बुलंदी के मीनार की बुनियादी ईंट रखी है विक्की.
Because of the success of Bulandi, Raj Kiran had a lot of offers coming his way, and he ended up doing nearly 100 films in a span of 10 years. But at the same time, it was very difficult for roles to come his way where he would transcend the trappings of the character. You could not look at him beyond the brother or the nice-hearted person who goes through a bad time, becomes a bad guy, and then changes and comes back. सुबह का भूला शाम को घर आ गया. It was usually that kind of roles that Raj Kiran was being seen in, and this is seen in films like Ghar Ek Mandir. Now, in this family drama, of course, Mithun Chakravarti is the lead. People like Kader Khan and Shakti Kapoor are the villains, and Raj Kiran, who plays the brother's character in the film, is actually somebody who goes through a gamut of emotions.
हमारे स्वर्गीय भाई ने हमें बाप की तरह पाला. हमने हमेशा तुम्हें माँ समझा. भाभी सिर्फ जबान से कहते थे मगर दिल में
And
माँ
that
की जगह
became a typical calling card for Raj Kiran. Although Raj Kiran made his name as a supporting actor, there were many films where he was also the leading man. Now, interestingly, in films such as Sardar, Raj Kiran is the guy on whom Shabir Kumar's first solo song was picturized on.
एक अकेला मन का पंछी टूटी आंखें भटके कब तक पंख पसारे.
Shabir Kumar, of course, went on to become one of the biggest singers in Hindi films of the 1980s. Amongst the roles where Raj Kiran really left a big impression on people were a mix of multi-starrers such as Raj Tilak, where he plays a typical villain, and films like Mahesh Bhatt's Arth. Arth is one of the best films that Mahesh Bhatt has ever made, and even though the focus of the film is squarely on Smita Patil and Shabana Azmi, Raj Kiran stands out, and of course the songs which were picturized on him, such as the classic Jagjit Singh number "Tum Itna Jo Muskura Rahe Ho."
तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो
Is remembered even today. Most of Raj Kiran's memorable work happens in the 1980s, and these are again the supporting numbers. But when it comes to the leading man role that Raj Kiran played, nothing comes close to Hip Hip Hurray. Released in 1984, the film is the debut of Prakash Jha, and incidentally, it was a film that was supposed to feature Anil Kapoor and Shabana Azmi in the leading roles. But due to some trouble, largely financing troubles, Anil Kapoor walked out of the film. And this is where Raj Kiran comes in. The film is a very, very nicely told, simple story, which is very true to a lot of Indian cities of that time. This was a period where India was still a few years away from the economic reforms of the early 90s. So there was a little uncertainty about your future. Raj Kiran plays a character who's all set to start a new job, but in the interim period, he ends up taking up a job as a sports teacher. This is where he comes face to face with a young rebel played by Nikhil Bhagat, which was also Nikhil's debut. And he's the football team captain. It is how Raj Kiran's character of the sports teacher uses different tricks to inspire this rebel to become a part of the mainstream and take his place in the sun, forms the crux of Hip Hip Hurray. For a low-budget film, Hip Hip Hurray really had some great talent attached. It had Deepti Nawal as the female lead. It had Gulzar, who penned the screenplay and the lyrics of the film. It had music by Vanraj Bhatia. There's a great song in the film, Ek Subha, which is sung by Yasudas and picturized on Raj Kiran. That song is one of the best composed songs of 1980s, and it's a song that needs to be rediscovered. By the end of the 1980s, Raj Kiran had done hundreds of films. He was a very known face, he was a familiar face, but there was not anything that he was doing that pushed the envelope in terms of what people saw on screen. I mean, even if you're a character actor in Hindi films, especially popular Hindi films, which Raj Kiran was, you need to keep on doing something in terms of experimenting with your looks, experimenting with nuances of the character, or it could even be one of those, one-liners, the kind of dialogue that makes you memorable or makes you stand out, or in other words, will get the claps and the whistles in the cinema hall. Now, Gulshan Grover is an example of how you take limited opportunities and create a body of work that sustains you for over 3 decades. Gulshan Grover always had a one-liner here,
खाकसार को लोग केकड़ा बोलते हैं। इंस्पेक्टर केकड़ा।
Or some interesting get-up, and he would always have something or the other that would make the audiences sit up and take notice of him. Unfortunately, Raj Kiran did not have anything of that sort. And more importantly, this period was not making the kind of films where the likes of Raj Kiran could just be themselves and manage to keep on getting work. His career went through a very bad phase towards the late 1980s. In the mid 1990s, he did a few TV shows. The standout ones were Reporter, where he shared the screen with Shekhar Suman. But the film work had dried up. And it was around this time that some medical conditions of his came to the front. He became depressed. He started taking psychiatric treatment. And around that time, he was even institutionalized for a little bit. Mahesh Bhatt, who became a close friend of Raj Kiran during the making of Arth, met him at an asylum during this phase. And he recalled later in an interview that the spark had gone and the twinkle in Raj Kiran's eye, which was the defining characteristic in Arth and that endeared him to the audiences, was completely missing. Mahesh Bhatt tried to help him out. They gave him roles, they gave him bit parts. But like Mahesh Bhatt says, that once that news spread that he was unstable or he was not somebody who was completely in control of his life, people did not want to take a chance by associating themselves with Raj Kiran. Films are a very expensive medium, and you don't want any kind of hurdles in the production work. And that started affecting Raj Kiran in a very bad way. A few years later, Raj Kiran left India. He shifted to the United States and he stayed with his brother in New York for a little while. Later, nobody knew what happened to Raj Kiran. His co-stars like Deepti Nawal and Rishi Kapoor started a campaign of sorts to look for him. They wanted to find out what happened to him. And one thing led to another: Facebook posts, tweets. Later, people in India got to know that he was fine, but he was in an institution in Atlanta. And Rishi Kapoor shared this news with people that Raj Kiran was not able to earn, but because he was working in the institute where he was living, he managed to make ends meet. Unfortunately, not much is known of what happened to Raj Kiran. His family, his daughter and his wife even requested the public that please leave us alone and don't try and find out what has happened to him. Please don't play investigators, because they were dealing with their own troubles, coming to terms with the fact that they had not been in contact with Raj Kiran for over 8-9 years. The body of work that Raj Kiran has, the legacy of films that we will remember him by, films like Qarz, Bulandi, Ek Naya Rishta, Hip Hip Hurray. He's always going to be the guy who's full of life, like we saw him in Arth. He's going to be the guy who understands his shortcomings and overcomes them with a little help from friends all around him, like he did in Bulandi. That's good enough for the audiences. That's good enough for us. In the end, we hope wherever Raj Kiran is, he's happy. And that's the hope that we leave you with. This is Cinemazi Studios. Please tell us what you thought of this episode. Please go back and relive some of Raj Kiran's great films and great moments. Don't forget to subscribe to our video, hit the like button and the bell icon. Thanks for watching.